What's going on, guys? I'm here with Jimmy from Future Ruins and Fan from Fan. And, oh, that was good. I should have kept that.
Oh,
So we just saw Emperor play at YouTube Theater last night. We wanted to take a brief break from our hike here and talk about our impressions of the show, what it was like to see that band live. So, yeah, I guess we'll just keep it kind of conversational, keep it kind of brief, but Jimmy had the idea to do this, and I thought it was a great idea. So, yeah, I'll start. I never thought I would see this band play live, ever. I mean, this was like a bucket list show. I must have said that like 5 times by now.
Same with us.
Yeah, and like, the set list was incredible. They played 6 songs from Anthems, 4 songs from the Night Side Eclipse, and then a couple other various tracks. I maybe would have liked a little more in the Night Side Eclipse tracks, but it is what it is. I think they were celebrating an anniversary or something for Anthems. But yeah, I mean, it was incredible. I don't know, do you guys have any general first thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it's the same for me. I mean, I've been a fan for, I guess over 20 years of this band, and just one of those bands that has a lasting legacy, throughout my life. And I was also the same. I did not think I would ever get to see them play. I mean, I figured they're obviously always doing like exclusive concerts, festivals, things like that in Europe. The fact that for them to come back to the States finally, this time I was like, I'm not missing this. I don't care where we have to go.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a perfect thing because, me and Fan were able to, he was, hanging out down in Albuquerque, and we were like planning the next few weeks doing some hiking and things, and like, man, let's go to LA and see the show, and obviously meet Ryan, and we had a few other people that were there. It was just, it was as perfect as I could have hoped it would be. The sound was immaculate. It was crushing. I mean, just the performance. I mean, it's spared no expense, and it's exactly what I wouldn't have expected any less from these guys, because they're just master musicians, and
Absolutely.
they pretty much played a set that, for the most part, I expected pretty much everything. But there's a couple songs here and there I would have liked to have heard, but just right off the bat, I mean, the drumming was, just absolutely insane how that guy can play like that as much as he does, and he's got a very signature sound. I feel like to his like he would just like do those blast beat sections and then go into the faster blast beat sections. It was like, and it was so perfect sounding. I mean, like, a couple of notable moments for me was "With Strength I Burn" is one of my favorite songs by the band. I mean, it's near like emotional, tear-inducing in moments of that, because it's so, just hits.
Powerful.
It's so powerful, yeah. And
I can attest to that with him. I was standing right by him.
Yeah, dude, I was just
Tears confirmed.
It was mega.
It was, and then, like the outro to Thus Spake the Night Spirit. I mean, God, just goosebumps, gooseflesh.
Getting him now?
Yeah. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, just seeing it live really puts it in like a completely different context.
But the venue was amazing, just state-of-the-art light show. I mean, it was everything that I hoped it could be, and worth every penny. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man. So my knowledge of black metal does not begin to approach what these two guys have, but I have been very much aware of its presence and importance since the 90s, the mid-90s, and of course coming up and developing my sort of taste during that time. Like, I was very much aware, and Emperor was obviously going to be one of the first bands that sort of came up in that.
Yeah.
And so, hearing Anthems for the first time, and I think Nine Equilibrium was the first album that I bought new. And they've always been there. Like, they've always been a band that I've gone back to, even though, like, in a lot of ways I'm more of a death metal person and more of a progressive metal person in a lot of ways. And going to see the show, like, I kind of lucked into it. I very much lucked into it because I wasn't planning on being in out west as long as I have been, and Jimmy just happened to have an extra ticket. So when the opportunity arose,
stars aligned.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, absolutely, I will fly out to LA to see this see the show, see this legendary black metal band play at a Super Bowl venue, essentially.
Yeah. I've probably never been to a venue that size for a metal concert, at least. It was wildly large.
absolutely incredible. What an experience! What an honor to get to see these guys play on what only their second actual U.S. tour ever.
Yeah, just
Second or
he
third,
said it had been
yeah.
16 years since they last played.
You know, they've done one-offs and festivals,
Yeah.
but like to do an actual run and to see them playing when they're in that sort of zone
Yeah.
of being on a run of shows, and they were absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
The sound was fantastic. Like it's such complex music, especially when you get into the layering that happens in anthems and the song that they played from Prometheus too. There's just so much going on there.
So much.
And to see that live and to be able to hear all of that very clearly and see it happening in front of you on stage is unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, to build off of that, like, it didn't really sound like they had many backing tracks.
No.
Like a lot of the synth parts were played by a synth player live, which is so cool. And the fact that you could even hear the synths over the just massive, cabs and like house sound, you could still hear the synth lines.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Emperor so amazing, like that elevates the music. And like that's what makes them such a influential band.
And seeing Jürgen from Shining being the one playing those
Right,
synth
yeah,
parts is
right.
like also like wow,
Not
this is truly a super group.
100%, yeah, 100%, yeah. I mean, Samoth killed it, Isan killed it. I forget the name of the drummer.
Trim.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Trem. I cannot believe a human being can play those parts for 90 minutes straight. In fact, they took almost fairly long breaks between songs. It was probably, I didn't even think about it, it's probably so they could like recuperate a bit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable show, unbelievable experience. It's part of why I love living in LA so much is I get access to stuff. This is 30 minutes from my house. These guys had to fly from Colorado.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. I'm sure. I probably would have done the same, but it was just unbeatable.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. About
And the other thing is that, just watching those songs, this is timeless music. It's just as relevant today as it was then in terms of just the impact that it has. It just doesn't. It still feels fresh and it doesn't feel forced. I mean, and you see the influence of it for years now. And yeah, man, it's just it was worth flying out here. Plus, we got to do a hike today,
Yeah.
so
Win-win.
that's killer
Like,
too.
yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, Emperor is like a 30-year-old band, but they're still a band that introduces people to Blink.
Yeah.
Like that's just so cool. To be able to see that live is just amazing.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I pretty much said everything.
yeah. There's just an honesty to what they do too. It's like they don't compromise. They don't, they don't have to just keep putting out records just to stay relevant or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know,
they can stand on the strength of their releases that
yeah.
already exist.
And you can't say that about very many bands. So,
Absolutely not.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this with me.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, great video. We're gonna finish up this hike. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good one.